Now here's something that we've never done on this program before, a nappy or diaper brand. And contrary to what you might think, innovation in this particular space is important. So the Huggies brand wanted to move away from ordinary demonstrations of strength and absorption of its brand, and then knocked on the door of the creative Spark agency. So Emmanuel Cartier is with us, social media manager at the agency, and his client, the person who pays all the bills, is Morne van Emmenes, brand manager for Huggies. To both of you, a very warm welcome. So Morne, let's start with you. It was obvious then that your brand needed to change direction, I'm assuming in a very competitive space.
Yeah.
What did you need to do?
So basically what happens in the wipes market or in the wipes category is that the consumer's perception is that every single wipe is the same. Luckily, we've got a unique wipe that's uniquely manufactured. The way that it's made is completely different. It contains natural fibers, which others do not have. And we actually found out from a R&D test that we did that if you submerge a bean inside of a wipe, it actually sprouts, like that experiment that we all do at school.
I'm going to take your word for it on that one. Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
So kind of our messaging was around the fact that our wipes are natural enough to sprout a bean. We know how important it is to actually influence the consumer at the shelf, but to try and make this come alive in store is really difficult. You can't plant a bean inside the store and help make it grow.
Well, I suppose you could, but it's not going to be that practical, is it? Yeah. Emmanuel, you're going to tell us what you did in just a moment, but before we get to how this was executed, you talk about the importance of the organic importance of the whole thing. Why is that important? Why would mums and dads actually care about that? What difference does it make?
Yeah.
Why is that unique selling position so important?
The importance of wipes in the nappy changing regime is sometimes overlooked. A nappy is next to your baby's skin, but you kind of forget the fact that a wipe is intimately cleaning your baby's skin. It touches your skin, the baby's skin, quite heavily. So it needs to be you want the best of Mother Nature.
Exactly.
So
your brief then, they came to you and they said, well, grow a bean in a store, but make it better.
Yeah, so we had a meeting where we were just sort of brainstorming on how we could best put this into practice. Yeah. So from our side, we came up with an idea to do it in virtual reality. At that stage, we didn't know how we would do it, but we just thought that it's a concept that we could really work with.
Why virtual reality? Every brand that we're talking to these days, in one way or another, seems to be dipping a toe into that water. Is it just a thing that creative people like, or is there real value in it?
I think we like it because it makes us sound very smart.
Yes.
But on top of that, it's the most engaging type of content. We moved from statuses to photos to video, and now we're in virtual reality. So if someone could live an experience instead of just watch it, then I think it's a lot more impactful, and your message will be driven to them a lot stronger.
So you wanted to, and excuse the pun, because I know we're talking about nappies here, you wanted to create an immersive experience as far as the consumer was concerned.
Yes.
What then were you offering Huggies? How does this thing look?
So the first thing that we did, obviously we conceptualized it with Huggies, how we wanted to look back and forth between me and Morne and the rest of the team. And we got a VR agency involved with their expertise, and they sort of helped us and they guided us towards how we can bring it to life.
What does the content look like?
I mean, it's come a long way since the concept of it. I think Emmanuel kind of downplayed the situation because I was telling them about the challenge that we have, and we're trying to get this in store. And Emmanuel was.
And I remember you also had one foot on the checkbook. Yes.
Yeah. And I remember Emmanuel was busy typing on his laptop, and he said, "Why don't we do VR?" And everyone kind of stopped, and we realized, this is actually the best opportunity for us to actually use this. The concept that we had in mind at first was just putting glasses on and you see in CGI or in stop motion kind of a bean growing, and I think it grew from there because we realized that you can actually transport someone out of their current environment and take them to places where they've never been, using sight and sound and actually touch and smell that actually comes into the video as well. So the video starts off in a...
touch and smell and nappies.
Everything. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So we're
My children are long gone. Okay.
Yeah. So 4 of the 5 senses, we just didn't bring taste into this.
Thanks for that.
For obvious reasons. So it starts off in the mom's changing room, where you are kind of standing in the room with the mom while she's changing the baby's nappy. And as she grabs a wipe, that's when the journey starts.
Yeah.
And you're taken to a forest where we talk about the natural fibers. You're taken to a waterfall where we talk about the natural formulation. And then it goes into
Technically, was it difficult?
I think, it was very difficult.
Yeah.
The shoots had to be shot on location, so the agency that was involved with actually shooting had to drive to the Drakensberg, climb up a mountain. They had to do a lot of that kind of stuff. And from a post-production point of view, we had to sit with them quite a bit just to get it right.
How long did it take?
Probably about 2 months.
From concept to execution. So it was long in the sense that a lot of hours went into this, but I think we pulled it off.
Okay, question to either of you. How does this steal a march on your rivals? How does this position yourself as far as you're concerned in a different space?
Like I said, our wipe is unique. The way that it's been produced is unique. And I think this, from a marketing and consumer engagement point of view, again, is unique. And that gives us that competitive
And the
edge.
response very quickly?
Massively engaging, massively positive.
They're putting the glasses on and going on the nappy
They
journey.
are, yeah. So, I mean, for a lot of people, it's actually their first virtual reality experience. And being a nappy brand and able to deliver that to moms is actually quite exciting.
Right, Emmanuel Cartier and Morne van Emmenes. I never, ever in my life thought that I would find a story about nappies fascinating. But well done, it's an interesting campaign.